Hey everybody, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here. We're not on the road to Dominion anymore. We're here. We are here to review Jurassic Park Dominion.
Jurassic Park?
Jurassic World Dominion as parts of the Jurassic Park franchise.
There you go.
It gets a little weird.
World, Park, it's all the same.
It gets a little weird. But before we get into it, we have a whole ordeal we have to talk about as well. But we want you guys, this is your first time discovering us here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We have done 5 other reviews for Jurassic Park 1 through 3, and then the first 2 Jurassic World films leading up to this, and we'll link all those down below. But yeah, we're talking about Jurassic Park Dominion tonight.
Like the video.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment down below if you got any thoughts on Dominion. We did see it tonight. This is the Thursday screening.
Yep.
But we'll probably have this video out the next day. So we imagine that most of you all will probably see this weekend.
Yeah.
More than likely. So where do you want to start here? We have a lot of different layers to discuss with this one.
So yeah, we'll just briefly talk about our theater experience. Now, I told Ken, this cannot in any way affect our scoring of the movie.
Yep. It will not.
Because that's just not fair. But, so we made it a family affair. We took our kids to go see this. I was pretty excited. I had, I don't know, decent high expectations. You didn't really, but no. I was pretty excited.
But I was trying to do what you said. I was trying to turn my brain off and just enjoy what was given to me.
Yeah. Okay. So we get there. Our showing was at 4:20, and we quickly could tell something was wrong with the screen or something.
Yeah.
So I waited a few minutes, and I'm like, I'm gonna go say something.
Which nobody in the theater was rushing out to say anything. I knew if one person was, you were going to have to be the person to do it because you're just that type of person.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to go say something because I think something's wrong. So I went and told someone, and then after I did it, I saw someone else go.
Yeah, they all started rolling out after you went.
Yeah, so anyway, they finally got it up about 30 minutes later. And so the movie finally came on, but then we had no sound.
No sound for the first 5 minutes. And to be honest, the first 5 minutes of the movie looked pretty entertaining. Yeah. Just from what I was seeing, because they were showing around the world and stuff and little news bits. It kind
of looked a little silly too, but...
It looked silly, but it looked fun. I was like, I wish I had sound for this.
I mean, this is something, I guess the experience does kind of go into our scoring because, we literally didn't get to hear...
I'll say this. If this was a movie that I was really excited to see...
You would have been pissed.
I would have been pissed. But because it was Jurassic World Dominion... My expectations weren't very high. Yeah, so, I wasn't that mad. I was just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Here we go.
So they finally got the sound to come back on, but they didn't go back to the beginning. We just missed basically the first 5, maybe even more than that.
It was probably about 6 or 7 minutes. It was a while.
with no sound. Like I said, they didn't go back to give us sound for those minutes. And so we're like, okay, yeah, whatever. Well, we go through the movie. And the last, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, it just went off again.
The screen went dark, but reverse to how we started the movie. There was nothing on the screen, but we could hear it.
We could hear
the movie. We had sound, but no actual visual. And then all of
a sudden, you've got, what's her name?
Maria Menounos comes on the screen, and she's talking as Laura Dern's talking, or somebody. One of the female characters from the movie is talking in the background.
Which you typically see her in the previews and stuff, or the pre-show kind of thing when you're, waiting for the movie to start. But anyway. So we missed the beginning, kind of, and then we missed the end, kind of. Yeah. So, let that be known.
Long story short, we got a refund.
Yeah,
right? we
didn't get a refund. We got 4 tickets to come back to see another extreme movie. Kind of not feeling it. It's gonna have to be something big to make me want to go.
I walked out. You all left the theater before me and our son did. When we came out, there was you all had pitchforks in the lobby and you all were waiting for your refunds. Everybody that was in the theater was up there by the guy.
Yeah,
at the stand.
it would have been one thing had it just been we're starting the movie late, whatever. But like it was just like a hot mess, and so we were all kind of like, yeah, we need like refunds or something. Like this is ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. But look, we have a movie to talk about.
We do.
But we're not going to do any spoilers. Okay, this is a new movie, so we're not doing any spoilers. Maybe a little bit.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's fine.
Light spoilers.
But even having dealt with all of that, I don't think that the way I came out feeling about this movie, like I don't think the theater experience affected how I felt about this movie.
Like you said, like when it did what it did at the end, I wasn't even upset. Like I was just like, okay, whatever. I didn't even care what was going on at that point.
Well, yeah, you're jumping here. But so like I said earlier, I was excited for this movie. You know, it's like the conclusion, and I'm like, you hear the original cast is back, and so I was excited to see where they were going to take us. And I mean, this like first half of the movie was just not good.
The first half of this movie reminded me more of a Mission Impossible movie.
It was
than
not
a
good.
Jurassic
I mean, it
World
was
movie.
like almost laughable, and I just like kept thinking, what am I watching? Like, no, this like what is going on? There was so much going on, and it was just kind of bizarre, and I don't know.
Some of the characters were very bizarre. The villain of this movie, the guy with the white hair, I forget, Dotson or whatever was his name, which I think was a character from the original movie.
Really?
I think. Like the name sounded familiar to me. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong about that.
I don't know about that,
but he was such a awkward character, just the way that he like structured his dialogue and talked to people. Like it was just very weird.
It was weird.
So, and that it wasn't just him. Like there was other sequences like that where
he was
it felt
supposed
like
to be this like mastermind behind all of this, but he wasn't like very confident.
It felt like they were trying to go for jokes, and then like halfway through the jokes, they would stop and just forget about the punchline. Like that's what it felt like several moments in here. I was like, okay, they set up for a joke, and then it was just kind of fizzled.
Yeah.
Like they didn't follow through. It's not.
And I mean, just to like set it up a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Is it spoilers to talk about?
You can set up. You can talk about the plot.
I mean,
how would you even describe this plot? Like, what happens?
You know from Fallen Kingdom that basically it ends with all the dinosaurs going off to different parts of the world. So this one basically picks up with the dinosaur. It's been a few years. It's been like 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years. Dinosaurs are roaming.
Yeah, they're all
world.
over the world. But people are learning to live with them. You just see people. There's been some like death and destruction from it, but they're learning to kind of live with them. And you've got Claire and Owen and the girl, what was her name?
I forget.
It's like right there on the tip of my tongue. They are kind of like living off grid in this like little cabin, and it's I don't know, is it winter or something or?
Yeah, they're somewhere. So it looks like they're like in Colorado or something.
Yeah,
so they got Blue in the backyard. He's kind of like the puppy dog. He's just roaming the forest, she's roaming the forest. Yeah. There's a little baby raptor out there with her.
Yeah. But they made it kind of seem like Blue found them. I don't think that they like lived together.
No, the way it was like set up, I just thought that Blue was like the pet that they just let roam around, and he came up to eat whenever he needed food or something. I was actually kind of surprised by how early they brought in like the legacy characters. Like you have Grant and Laura Dern, which I forget her name as well. Ellie Sadler.
Oh yeah.
They bring her in and Dr. Grant very early on. It's because they come in because there's like locusts, like they bred like these locust dinosaurs, or I guess locusts that existed back in the dinosaur era.
Right.
They brought them back, and they're having them target like specific farmlands.
The giant lotuses are, eating all of the crops and basically creating a food shortage.
Yeah, food shortage. So Laura Dern is, getting the invite to Dr. Ian Malcolm. Jeff Goldblum's working for the biosynth, but he's like working undercover.
Yeah,
and he's bringing her in to kind of let her know what's going on.
There's just a lot.
She brings Grant with her. It's just there's a whole, and there's like the plots are separate and they're both different, but they converge like between like
Yeah,
Owen
like the
and
whole time I'm
Chris
thinking,
Pratt.
how is this where
They're
are
both
the
different.
dinosaurs?
Like they both have different goals, and then they just kind of converge together.
I mean, if you're confused
Claire.
hearing us explain
It's
this,
very
it's
confusing.
because it's a
But what
lot
I will
going on.
say is, look, here's my disappointment with this movie, among many. It's just that it's a horribly written movie. It's not a very good movie. The plot, but look, I didn't go into this expecting a great plot.
Right.
I didn't go into this expecting a
did.
great plot, well
I
written
did.
characters, anything like that. But the problem with this movie is that they set it up to be a dinosaur movie where dinosaurs have taken over the world, and you expect to have just a lot more dinosaur action.
Right.
And they just put you basically back in another Jurassic Park, like is basically what this bio facility is. Like it's another Jurassic Park within this like big forest ecosystem that they have constructed. So they get lost in the Jurassic Park or they crash land, and it just feels like another Jurassic Park movie. So what they set up the promise
Did
of
it though?
dinosaurs roaming the world, they failed at that. They couldn't even accomplish that.
That's true.
So
That's true.
That's just what it felt like to me. It might not feel that way for other people.
Out of all of the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies, like this one has to be the most like just furthest away from I don't know. Like it's
Well, I've been saying it since Jurassic World started, so now you're finally with me. You finally caught up with me.
I mean, the Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, like I don't know, this just took it like
Yeah.
20 steps.
I will say, look, this isn't a good movie. This isn't a good movie, and I can't recommend that you go see it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is I did have a certain amount of enjoyment for seeing, the old school characters back. Even though they weren't great, it was just something about seeing them back.
Yeah.
Just them back, old Sam Neill with his hat, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum. There was some funny stuff in here, like Jeff Goldblum's like, you have a raptor on your back, or you have a pet raptor.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of acknowledging just how silly all of this stuff has been in the Jurassic World movies, which I did like.
Oh my gosh! And can we just talk about? I like literally almost texted you.
There was a moment where his shirt was a little bit undone, which is a callback to him laying on the table with his whole shirt off, and they're like, "Hey, you need to button up your shirt." He's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So that was funny.
I was gonna say, if I saw Chris Pratt or Owen hold up his hand one more time to like.
I thought they were going to use the Force there for a second.
No, that's not what I was like thinking at all. I wasn't thinking of the Force. I was just thinking, like him like controlling the raptors or whatever.
Yeah.
That's like his thing. He always like puts the hand out and he's like, hold on, like we got this. Like he was literally doing it with other dinosaurs, like a freaking T-Rex. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, just stop. It's like he thinks that, like he's literally in between a T-Rex and whatever that other big thing was. I forget what it was called, but it was like supposed to be bigger than the T-Rex.
I'm sure these are real dinosaurs, but they're just making dinosaurs up.
He was
at this
like in
point.
between them, and he
There was like a
literally
bird dinosaur that reminded me of Freddy Krueger in this because they had like knife fingers.
Yeah, I mean there were some cool like when they gave us the dinosaurs, like it was pretty cool. It was pretty good.
It was good, and they looked good. I thought they looked good. I didn't think
But
they
it's
looked overly
like-
CGI'd or anything.
I don't know.
I'm trying to find some positives here. Another positive I want to say is they brought back the Dilophosaurus, and they haven't brought back a Dilophosaurus since the first one,
You're
the one
talking
that
about
killed.
in the cave?
That shoots the
that
black
thing.
goo.
That thing, okay.
I haven't seen one of those since the first movie. At least I think maybe
No,
one was in the
they-
Lost World.
Yeah, they showed it last time.
But anyway, they brought it back and it shot black goo into somebody's face. And
I don't love that
there was
one
like
as
three.
much as
So
you do.
I
Did you
enjoyed
see
that.
that he had the can as well?
Or some pointed that out to me. I did not realize that.
Yeah, they still
did not
have the
realize
like
that.
original can with the
Yeah.
DNA that the one guy.
Yeah, so it was a cool callback.
And
I
like
enjoyed
he
it.
was carrying it out with him when he got attacked by one of those. So
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the second half of this movie was a lot more enjoyable than the first half, but it just still wasn't great. And like you said, when we got to the end and it cut off and we didn't get to find out what happened, we just didn't really care. And
yeah,
so
where it
that
cut
tells
off, like
ya-
they resolved everything where they were. Where it cut off was where they were given all the exposition for where all the characters ended up at the end.
right, which I mean is kind of a big deal, but
Yeah, which it is what it is.
yeah, I don't know.
If it was a movie I actually cared about, like if this happened during Top Gun Maverick, I would have been pissed.
What?
But I was okay.
So what are you gonna give this movie?
I feel like you're with me now with the Jurassic World movies.
No, you can't
And
say that.
welcome
I like
to the
other
land of
ones.
negativity. I'm just saying with this one, you're where I am, where I've been here for the past 2 movies, is what I'm saying, and you're just now getting here. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of a 5, the same that I gave the other 2, because I feel like a similar amount of problems with it, and it's definitely not a good movie, but I don't think that the other 2 are good movies either.
Gotcha.
But I can have a certain amount of enjoyment with it, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. And I actually thought it doesn't fit with the Jurassic Park like universe, but I thought all the Mission Impossible stuff where they were roof jumping with raptors and stuff, I thought all that stuff was kind of cool. It was good action, so
You would like that.
I enjoyed it. Again,
I
it doesn't
hated it.
fit within Jurassic Park, but you told me to turn my brain off and just enjoy these movies for what they are, so that's what I did.
I honestly hate giving things the same thing you do.
Go lower. You know you don't like it as much as me. I was way more positive on it. Go lower.
I know,
than me.
but the second half, like,
It picks
It-
up.
it
It picks up.
helps.
It's stupid the whole way through.
mhm.
Stupid the whole way through, but it does get more exciting in
Yeah.
the second half.
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 as well.
Okay, give it a 3 out of 5. So
I think
we're
that's fair.
we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
So look again, like I said, I don't know what to say about this movie. It's so hard to recommend. There's things I liked about it, but
So
again,
you
it's
still think
not a good
that-
movie.
You still think that people shouldn't go see it?
Ah,
You think they should wait to watch it at home?
I don't know. I get it's hard for me to
We
say.
are not helpful.
Look,
at
I'm
all.
telling you right now, it's bad. It is not a good movie.
But people
if you
think 3
can
out of
accept
5.
that
Like that's
me,
not bad, you know.
If you can accept that like me and just have fun with the stupidness of it, you'll like it. So
Yeah.
just know that.
Yeah.
If what
Yeah.
I'm sounding, if what we're
It's-
describing, we've been talking for like 15, 20 minutes.
I know.
If what
I
we're
just want to
saying-
say in conclusion, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. But I just want to say it's not what I was hoping for in the conclusion. I do look forward to watching it again at home just so I can see it in its entirety.
Yeah, you didn't get to see the last 10 minutes, so you don't know how it
it's
concluded.
not what I was thinking it was going to be. So that's a little disappointing, but
I'm
is
sure
what
they
it is.
showed, Claire and Owen and the little clone girl. They were living happily ever after,
Who knows?
sipping
but
some cocoa or
anyway,
something.
there you have it, guys.
We're done with our review of Jurassic World Dominion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. In the comment
Let us
section
know
below,
what you thought about it.
if you saw it at any point over the weekend, come back and let us know what you thought about it. We'd be really interested
Yeah.
to hear what you thought about it. And also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Turn on the bell notifications, like this video, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.